Okay, all right. This is episode 10, and I am going to try and make this come to an end. So essentially, I'm going to have to speak quite quick and say. So I explained why I don't wear, try not to wear fake clothes, fake glasses, fake. I don't like having a house full of fake stuff and that. And I don't want my house not to have any fake things in it. Why is it a problem? Well, I'm starting to think we have a problem that if we surround ourselves with loads of fake stuff, then we begin to create a false sense of the reality. If you surround yourself with loads of fake stuff, then where's that boundary between what's real and not real, what's truthful, where's deceit? It all gets confused. And recently, you have heard a lot about fake news. Now, fake news is a very interesting. That is a bit like the media equivalent of having some laminate flooring in your kitchen, I would say. So you've got something basically. What that's now you're going. What's he talking about? He's gone crazy. It's simple, right? So what if you have some news you want to say, mate. So I don't know, let's say it's like Donald Trump. Donald Trump looked good, right? So you think, well, if we said this about Donald Trump, people would think he's a good guy. And he has a lot of control and power over media, so he can get stuff presented like that. So he'll come up with a story about Donald Trump that makes him look good. Now, I'm not going to go into examples because it doesn't really matter what the example is. It just makes that. And then they announce this news story about Donald Trump that makes him look good. Now, they know it's a fake story. They know that it's not true. But it doesn't bother them because they're thinking, well, people surround their stuff with fake stuff all the time. It doesn't matter. So they renounce this fake story, and then generally what happens is it'll be on the news and stuff, and blah, blah, or and then what happens then is people start going, oh, that's not true, that. But it's too late by then. People have already heard the news. They've probably already made an assumption about what a great guy Donald Trump is, moved on. They don't really care, people bickering about whether or not it's true what was said, and it's too late. So the people who their motivation was to make Donald Trump look good, so they know they've deceived people. Fundamentally, they've achieved their result. And their result wasn't to inform people of the truth. That was not what they were setting out to do. And you sort of hope, a news organisation should be there to tell people the truth. That's what news is, isn't it? No way, no way. So unfortunately, media is pretty corrupt. You'll realise, well, I'm sure it's not a surprise to people. If you read in Britain, we have kind of newspapers. We have let's just compare to, I don't know, the Daily Mail and the Guardian. Would be two, and those two papers are opposite ends of the spectrum, really, I suppose. The Daily Mail is a very right-wing paper, and the Guardian more quite a left-wing paper. So they present their news stories, and they're completely different. What your perception of reality you have after reading those two papers would come to believe was the truth. So you shouldn't believe what you read in the papers essentially, or anything that anyone tells you, which is terrifying, isn't it? That is terrifying. Um, so and so it's kind of a pretty bad situation. So you think, well, I used to think, well, it's fine. You can use the internet to find the truth because the internet oh dear, if only it was that simple. The internet used to be quite a useful place to find out the truth. It used to be. It used to be good. Yeah, I used because I've come from an era before the internet, and when the internet started, it was a very easy place to find out the truth about stuff. It's not like that anymore because unfortunately, people don't. Well, do people want to know the truth? I don't know. People want the truth. People want the truth to be what they want it to be, not what it is. Yeah. So what they'll do is they will essentially um, try and walk the facts to suit what they think. Yeah, and we all do this. We all do this. It's not. I might talk a bit more about this, but um, if someone asks you a question, generally you answer it straight away, and then they'll say, "Well, why do you think that?" And then suddenly you'll have to think why you answered the question in that particular way. It's called this. I think it's type 1, type 2 reasoning or brain thinking or something. There's something to look at, but. So the problem with the internet now is that if, for example, let's say you didn't believe in you didn't want to believe in climate change. No one wants to believe in climate change, but some people, are more accepting than others. Some people really just fundamentally they like the way they like. They like to drive cars that burn a lot of petrol, so they really don't want to believe that it's ruining the environment. So they'll probably sort of find other people who have similar opinions and start, looking at reading their stories, right? And then that's interesting. They'll click on another link to read another story a bit related. And then companies like Google, I guess, who are kind of in charge of this sort of thing, think, well, we want this guy to keep using Google to find more articles and so we can keep selling more adverts to him, getting clicking through, and the way they make money. So what do? They don't suddenly start presenting him with lots of um, opinions opposite to what he wants to read. No, they just keep enforcing his own opinion that climate change is wrong and that we aren't ruining the planet. Oh no, that's bad, isn't it? So you're just all the internet does is enforce your own opinion, because you'll always find someone in the internet who agrees with you, whatever you think. So how do you find out the truth? Yeah, that's it's actually hard. What you should do to find out the truth is read. Say you like reading the Guardian, you should read the Daily Mail. That might help you find out what the truth is. Probably more so than reading the Guardian, which is no, I can't be right again. But I don't know. I'm not. I'd be interested to know how people try and find the truth about things, because it is actually very difficult. Um, so I'm going to stop there. It's for 6 minutes, and then the last one is going to be episode 11, and that'll be trying to sort of bring things back to some sense of conclusion, I guess.